Sleep good tonight?
Hey, Che.
What's up, Don?
Coach. Hey, come here, man. I want to talk to you for a second.
What's up?
We got a problem. It's your shoes. Yeah, Che, you gotta wear Adidas, man. That's just part of the deal. Adidas only, and that's it.
My bad, all right? I didn't know. I'm new to this.
All right, look, one time is okay. But Che, you cannot let this happen again, all right? You are under contract. And if you breach it, there are way too many people above me who are gonna take offense. And I'm telling you, man, they are not gonna be chill about it.
Gotcha.
Understood?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll catch you later.
.2K Sports presents Thursday night of the NBA. And on tap tonight, it's the Houston Rockets going up against the Chicago Bulls at United Center. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. Hey, Dave.
Well, James Harden is both famous and infamous with his skill at getting to the foul line. Some don't like it, but Harden says free throws are a part of basketball. Either you're going to foul me or I'm going to score. Putting the pressure on the defense like that is tough, but that's what makes a good player. Kevin, no lies told there.
Well, no doubt, David, he is one of the best. Thank you. And a quick look here at some of the numbers for Westbrook.
And you can see the surge in his level of confidence lately just by looking at that true shooting percentage. It's been moving straight up in the past 5 games. I think he's feeling.
Here's the starting group for Houston. Tucker and Capella are up front. Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair. They're the backcourt. And it's House in at the 3 slot. And for the Bulls, Levine at the 2 with Porter at the 3. Markkanen is out there with Anthony Davis. And it's B in at the 1. Clark, here we are mid-season, and certain teams seem to really change gear, ratchet up the intensity.
Yeah, I agree with you. And some of that is familiarity, understanding who you are and what it takes for you to win, and being healthy is a big part of that. I think teams all over the league go through stretches where they're in a nice groove and rhythm, and there are a lot of variables that play into that.
Things settle down, don't they? Rotations, routines, like you said, all those things important.
Yeah, exactly. Well said.
Basket good. House has got the first basket of the game for Houston.
You know, Harden will burn you when you overcommit and leave guys open. He's excellent in sensing when you're out of position.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line.
All free throws good from B.
Free throw shooting is about mechanics, confidence, and your mental approach. He's locked in from there most every night.
Here's Westbrook, and the layup is good.
And, you know, Westbrook is fearless. Likes getting deep inside and finishing around the rim and plays in attack mode all the time.
And it's slammed in by Davis.
And although an undersized center, more than making up for it with some serious hops.
And it's Westbrook with the ball. He brings it up for Houston. This is their first chance to take a look at the Bulls this season.
Yeah, and they got the better of this matchup both times they faced off last season. Do they still have their number?
Well, the sample size wasn't that big. I mean, 2 games, not a lot to go on. But they are 2 teams at the top of the pile in each of their conferences. And because of that, I expect it to be competitive.
For Houston, they've gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game. Got that one up quick.
Boy, I love watching Harden pat the rock. Has an unlimited number of moves to choose from. Endless.
Here's B. Goes back up. And Davis lays it in. Davis has got his second bucket of the night.
The tenacity on the interior, just battling, bringing that effort and will for second chance points.
And that's a foul called on Lauri Markkanen. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Capella, one of the dependable scorers on the team. He's averaging close to 17 points a game. Lets it go from 11, and Harden with the basket on the assist from Capella.
Hey, you know, Harden's a high percentage shooter from mid-range. If you don't close fast on him, he'll burn you.
And with Clint Capella, it's easy to see what an important piece of this team he is.
Yeah, it really is, guys, because when he's off the floor, there's a clear difference in how his team plays. I mean, he fits in so well and gives the Rockets exactly what they need, finishing at the rim out of pick and rolls, and then a terrific rim protector as well.
And it's the fearlessness of Westbrook. It's really refreshing to watch. When he's deep inside, he just goes right at you.
And that one is good.
And after missing 4 straight, he finally gets one to go.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. And finished off by Westbrook.
And you know Westbrook has an outstanding vertical. And once he gets to the launching pad, rim, beware.
Stolen by Tucker. Westbrook with it. Now guarded by B. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
What, you mean the throwdown at the end? I'll tell you what, fellas, I mean, the highlight shows are going to pain them even more.
And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
I tell you what, it reminds me of one of my college coaches who used to say, that ain't going to get it done. That's 5 straight baskets in the paint now.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Carter, he's checked in for Anthony Davis. Young comes in for Markkanen. Chandler Hutchison, he's checked in for Porter. And it's White in for Levine. White finds Carter. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. Here's B. And again, unable to change momentum here. Rockets leading by 11. Got a piece of it. And as it goes out of bounds, Houston able to keep the ball here. And for a look at how the competition stacks up right now. These, the new power rankings, they tell a great story. You look at the Rockets. They're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
And you know, right now...
Oh, what a finish!
Good. And Harden, an absolutely vicious dunker. Terrific at bouncing towards the rim for the epic throwdown.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. And Greg, when you're discussing and comparing James Harden and what he's done these last few years, you have to do it on a very historic level.
He's going to go down as one of the best to ever play the game. His production is incredible, and the skill level really is groundbreaking. Easily the best off guard in the league.
Grant is checked in for James Harden. Grant against White. And the pass to Swift. That one's not going to go. Good defensive work there by Young. Bulls trail by 10. And it's White missing.
I mean, that can happen to anyone, but it's ugly every time it does.
Yeah, it is unfortunate and embarrassing. He just lost his concentration for a split second. And that's all it took.
Noel. And it's Chicago with the rebound.
Not pretty. You just got to shake off a miss like that.
The putback. Great positioning on the putback. Young's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for Chicago.
You know, those are the plays where you really see Young's quickness off the floor. He's got a great, quick second jump, which leads to second-chance scores.
Houston shooting their second and third shots at the line right here. Ends up going with the new group. Clark, what would your dream backcourt look like? If you were going to design one, what would it look like?
Well, they'd have good size and athleticism, somewhere in that 6'3" to 6'6" range, and the ability to make plays for themselves and others, and also be very solid at the defensive end. You know, you think about some guys that would fit that bill. I look at a guy like Malcolm Brogdon, who really gives it to you in multiple ways as a backcourt player. And I like the scoring of Damian Lillard.
Agreed. And so in the game for the Rockets, Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair, they're the backcourt. Tucker and Capella are up front, and it's House in at the 3. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, B in that last game against the Mavericks got the job done. He tallied 50 points and got there the usual way. An impressive barrage of three-pointers. It's rare to see any player put up numbers like that. It's likely a game he'll always remember. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Yeah, it was a special night for him. The team really fed off his energy.
Yeah, the catalyst for that win, it was an effort that I'm sure he's hoping to replicate tonight.
Yeah, you know, all indications are that he feels good coming into this. Feels confident that he can build on that prior success.
Takes it off the glass. B's got 14 points.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Well, it was a slow start, but they've gone from simmer to medium heat, and they're bordering on hot to close this gap.
Westbrook, that one a little long.
Boy, just cannot buy a bucket, guys. And tell you what, that's a painful quarter for him, and it's painful for me to watch, too.
Rockets leading by 6. Pass to House. Fires for 3. Markkanen pulls it in.
And, you know, even though that shot didn't go down, I like how they got him a wide open look in space there.
Passes it to B. Lets it go from deep. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
And 2 more three-point field goals for him here in the second quarter. Somebody had better get a hand up.
And Houston calls their first time out of the game. They come in fresh off a win against the Warriors.
Yeah, and that one, their intensity on the offensive end was not matched by their opponent. That led to some easy buckets.
Yeah, you know, you can't allow them to get into a rhythm on offense. Once that happens, then you're in trouble.
Marjanovic checked in for Markkanen. Capella, the pass to Tucker. Harden scanning the floor. 44 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Clock at 6. Marjanovic against Capella. Can they get it? Houston gets it back. Bucket is good. And that's 11 points for James Harden.
Boy, he's just zoned in. I mean, in most cases, taking quality shots very much within the flow of the offense.
B, he's covered by Westbrook. He gets it in there. Davis has got 4 points this quarter.
Oh, great ball movement there.
And so Westbrook will bring it up for the Rockets. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Harden outside. Jacks up a 3. Unable to get that one. And that's it for the first half of action in what's been a very close game here. Rockets lead by 3.
Thanks, Kevin. Zach?
Thanks so much, David. And we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the... And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. You know, B has been exceptional here, guys.
Well, he was putting on a passing clinic in that first half, set up a lot of their makes.
And, you know, that's what delights him most. That's what he takes most pride in. He loves being the chief facilitator.
Porter and Markkanen, the duo at forward. B out there with Levine, and it's Davis in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And that's the group for Jim Boylan as we begin the second half.
You know, I think the effort on defense there has everything to do with why he missed that shot. Well done.
Harden's shot is off.
Boy, he's got to be kicking himself for failing to make that shot. That's money.
And with all the accolades that James Harden has accumulated in his career, Clark, the one thing missing is a championship ring.
And, you know, there's no guarantees for however great you are individually that you'll win a championship. You've got a lot of great players that weren't able to get that done. But, you know, when you think about it, that's one thing that's keeping him from being in the all-time great shooting guard conversation in the eyes of some. Team success is critically important. Championships add to your resume, but I think at the end of the day, when you maximize your individual contribution, that should be worth something in terms of your recognition and accolades.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, there's not a lot of NBA players who come from Finland. Now there's Lauri Markkanen. Before him, there was Hanno Matala, who was actually Laurie's high school coach. Markkanen is soft-spoken and family-focused, but he says everything starts from basketball. All the decisions I make are based on if it helps me on the basketball court. Kevin?
Terrific attitude. David, thanks.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
And that one goes out of bounds. Nice touch by Porter. A chance now to check out how the All-Star voting is shaping up.
And I tell you, the excitement starting to ratchet up a little bit as the tallies start coming in.
Look at Harden. He stands at number 2 in the Western Conference. The fans giving him the backing he deserves.
No doubt about it. And it's been an outstanding campaign for him, and he's got to be a part of that starting lineup.
And it's going to be an exciting showcase. We'll keep you updated with the results each day during the voting. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group. Wendell Carter, he's checked in for Anthony Davis. Young comes in for Markkanen. Chandler Hutchison, he's checked in for Porter. And it's White in for Levine. And a switch here also for Houston. Alan Crabb, he's checked in for P.J. Tucker. And Clark, your love for the Buckeye State has never been questioned. What was the best part of growing up as a kid in Ohio?
Well, I think a number of things. One, having family around, extended family as well as immediate family, but also the sports love that exists throughout the state and being able to experience that and enjoy that. My dad and siblings, that's special. And having a career in basketball that I've had makes it even more special.
Both good from the line that time.
You know, it's become almost a foregone conclusion that Harden is going to lead the league in free throw attempts every year. He is a master at getting to the line.
Here's B. Lays it up off the glass. B's got the lead up to 1 now for the Bulls.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for just battling back into this game.
Extremely impressive was the rally they made. I mean, we'll see how much their comeback might have taken out of them, and we'll see if they can keep that foot on the pedal now.
Well, that's why they're in front. Aggressive play at both ends. Nicely done.
Now here's Harden. 13 points in the game. Good work defensively by Carter.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
And, Greg, we've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
Now a timeout called by Houston. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
Yeah, that's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game, and that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
The Bulls making a switch here. Valentine's checked in. Here's a look at the 2K leaderboard. It's certainly been a good month for these teams on the offensive glass. Fifth best, the Rockets.
They have gone all out to win the rebounding battle every night, and it's been paying off. I mean, the second chance points thus far have been really impressive. And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Yeah, they've not missed a single foul shot this half, and that's taking care of business, fellas.
Noel, light covering to end the run. Chicago grabs the miss. Carter's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Gets it to go. That one good from B. B's got 33 points.
You know, throughout this quarter, guys, they've had no answer for him defensively. And he's been absolutely relentless.
To the paint. And the dunk by Grant.
That should give them a nice little jolt.
Yeah, it has to. They need a jolt, GA.
And, you know, that's exactly what happens when you don't settle. That's the result. Tremendous effort and a big-time finish there.
They time it right. They can end this quarter with a 2-for-1.
And that's how you want to end the quarter. And if you ask me what percentage of the time he's making that shot, my answer would be in the single digits.
Well, you can't be forcing a shot like that. You got to keep the ball moving. Get something better.
The Bulls have made 7 out of 9 when they've stepped to the line. Marjanovic checked in for Chicago. Zach LaVine comes in for White. And a switch here also for Houston. Tucker's checked in. Knocked loose. Here's B. Throws down the breakaway jam.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration, a turnover, and an easy bucket in transition.
Noel, guarded by LaVine. Pass to Crabbe. The three. Drops in the tray. Crabbe's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Allen Crabbe, so good at catching the defense off guard. You've got to be up on him at all times.
And that does it for the third quarter. Both teams clicking offensively as we approach the fourth quarter. It's the Bulls. They're up by 9. And we're coming right back. And now we take a look back to Mike D'Antoni talking to his team from the huddle.
Our biggest thing down that other end, guy.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. So on the floor for Houston, they've got P.J. Tucker. Grant is out there with Allen Crabbe, and it's Swift in at the 4 spot. Houston moving the ball around.
Although he's known for his scoring ability primarily, Crabbe is also a solid passer. Nice job distributing the ball.
Here's B. The rebound by Grant.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him. Seems to have a knack for hitting guys in their spots. His vision, excellent.
Inside, Davis takes the assist and lays it in. Pick out the pass nicely. And the Bulls lead by 7. And so here is Houston. Here's Grant. The shot, no good. Nice D from B. Bulls have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Here's the 3. The shot missing. And it's Houston the other way. Grant down low. Here's Swift. Back to Grant. Launches it. And another 3 for Houston.
And those are the types of shots down the stretch that win you ball games.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. Changes for Chicago. Markkanen comes in for Marjanovic. And it's Otto Porter Jr. in for Valentine. Chicago leading by 4. There's the pass to B. From 17 feet out. Yep, right through the net. B's got 40 points.
He's certainly been their go-to guy when it matters most. He's trying to close this one out.
For 3, Westbrook. And it's Anthony Davis with the rebound. Davis has got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. And Capella sends it back.
Boy, the timing Capella has on the defensive end. Outstanding. Terrific at knowing exactly when to go up for those blocks.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
No good from B.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Here's Westbrook. Capella trying to free himself up. Great D that time from Davis.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
B, the pass to Markkanen. A second chance effort. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
Just so resourceful as a player. Davis gets the job done inside in all sorts of ways. And that's one of them right there, crashing the offensive glass, getting that second chance bucket.
What do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Bulls?
Guys, how about all the second chance points they've been able to convert throughout the game?
Another factor here tonight has been the amount of points they've scored off turnovers.
B the pass to Davis. Here's B. Buries the long-range jumper. B's got 43 points. Some defense, Clark, being played now by a lot of teams. It's amazing that even with that, the point totals just continue to rise.
And you know what? I attribute the point totals continuing to rise to a couple of things. One, the volume of three-point shots that are being taken. And I think teams are playing at a little faster pace universally. You don't see as much walking the ball up the floor as I think you may have seen in years past.
The three from Harden connects from three-point range.
Man, it's always fun watching Harden get going. I mean, he can spray you from outside or slay you from inside. And it's usually pick your poison.
Levine, the bounce pass. There's a minute 34 left to play here in the fourth. Davis with the bucket.
And, you know, got to admire the patience inside from Davis. Outstanding at staying under control, taking his time, and burying the quality shot.
Goes up on the wing. Markkanen pulls it in. Markkanen's got 8 rebounds in this game. Outside, Davis. Pass to B. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
And there's no doubt about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for the Bulls.
Looking at both these teams, they're great rebounders, and on any given night, you might not know who would have the advantage on the board.
They made the most of those extra rebounds as well, Kevin.
And so this is going to end up as victory number 24 on the year.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And that next meeting, Greg, will be their second and final game of the season series, being in opposite conferences. So you bet nobody wants to get swept even in a two-game season series. I think the next game will be hotly contested.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for B.
Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
Lob pass to Capella, and the dunk by Capella.
He's a high percentage scorer for a reason now. Capella, an alley-oop specialist.
Guys, they can just sit on the ball here if they want to.
They have earned this win.
B, he's covered by Westbrook. 6 on the shot clock. Here's B. They get it again. Kick out to Levine. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. Some good moments throughout this one, but they have the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean,